let's get down with what we have for you this morning in here in our breakfast show. And definitely one of the new tools that we have is the VSA 360. For those of you, I do hope that you have a chance to subscribe during our 360 on our 11:11 show. But if you're not subscribed, no worries, but I just want to share with you some of the very beneficial feature that we have in here, and it is also part and parcel of the turtle. That's right, the VSA turtle trading and completing that journey in here. All right, so let's take a look at of course all the things that we talk about in here are purely educational, so I do hope that with some insights, there are risks in the stock market. That's right, today is our second episode called the method. The first one is the farm. That's right, the farm, so make sure you catch it. And also there was some feedback from the members and the audience who is watching today saying that now we should do this about a month, 2 months, some say it's 6 months ago, but I think along the maybe 6 or 7 episode in here, so that is a lot of learning, and you can always go back and watch this again in here. So in our episode 1, remember we talked about the story. There were 2 gentlemen, Richard Dennis and Mr. Richard Eckhart. They were talking about how trader be born and trader be trained. I think you all know the answer, isn't it, right? There was even a movie called Trading Places. You can check it out on YouTube by this Dan Aykroyd, and also there's another African black actor, I just can't remember off game. He starred in Beverly Hills Cops. I think you all know. If you all know the name, just type it in there, right? Dan Aykroyd, very, very funny show, and definitely you would enjoy the Trading Places. It's the same show. It's talk about whether a person, which is actually a street vagrant, which live in the street, I think Eddie Murphy, that's right, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy lived in the street, and Dan Aykroyd is a top trader. So what they did, they swapped them together, and they were given a little bit of training. And the funny thing is how life will turn it. So that kind of show has been immortalized, and some of you who've been a trader like me, an investor, really take into those learning in here. And right now we are doing very similar too. Of course, this show is ongoing. As we said before, the feedback from the audience here, it's also good how we detect the content going forward. This show is pretty much what is been given by the audience. So the story goes that the Richard Dennis and also Dan actually put in an ad, just like what we did in here, that successful applicants will be trading Mr. Richard Dennis trade, and that was back in 1984. At that time, they don't have computers, they don't have trading view, there's no TradeVSA. So the story goes that this group of people can be trained to be a good trader, and they'll be trading on behalf of Mr. Richard Dennis' money. As a result, they'll also be getting some money in here. So similarly, we adopted this, how we intend to train many of our masterclass students, and many of you who are listening, we say that this is also a prerequisite of your training, using the social media, a little bit of video in here to train you up to see what kind of expectations to hear. Of course, we also invite the audience, which many of you have not joined our program or even have not have a chance to subscribe to our VSA 360. Perhaps this is a chance for you to take a look what we have offer for you in here in the turtle story. So the list goes on. Applicants go through the same interview process that like they did. They received about 20, and yet today I will share with you what has been the progress so far. So of course we have a list of people coming in here, and we talk about forming that farm, how they grow the turtle trader, and how we train our VSA turtle trader in here. All right, this second episode will be focusing on the method. What kind of a position will they be trading? So I'm just going to break it down for you, especially those of you potential VSA turtle trader who will be watching. This is what you will be getting into, so see this as an opportunity. Now of course, the simple method used by VSA trader is to buy at when it is in ST2. All right, so ST2 you would have known if you've gone through that training. It's for stage 2 shares, and from here onwards you could definitely see so far stage 2 is when you buy at the base and then you sell at the top here. Okay, you buy at the base and you sell at the top. So that is the position. So if you're going long, you want to be buying here and then selling here. Okay, buying here and selling here. So this is actually a method what we call pullback. Okay, take note. And then on the downtrend stage, when the market hits a high, there is what we call an action or a pattern that we see in VSA time and time again, supported by price and volume. You will see that is definitely one of the position that you will see, and it is you want to sell at the top here, and then the market turn back down to be buying in here. Okay, so that is the two very simple method that we do here. Okay. So what we do next is to look at the overall. So when the market is continuing what we call a stage 2 in here, let me just draw it up, right? You can see easier. The market continue to go up and up and up. It will hit some sort of a resistance. We call that the resistance, right? And the resistance is drawn over here. So it will hit a pullback. All right, this pullback can be a 1 bar, 2 bar, or 3 bar. And then there will be a buy point. Okay, now the buy point will be based on those patterns. Okay, those, okay, to the patterns, right, that we teach, okay, in our training, okay, in our masterclass training. Okay, so in our masterclass training, and then you would sell at the resistance, okay, sell at the resistance. So it's a very simple method, and we want our student to continue to practice this method. Buy at the pullback, sell at the resistance. Buy at the pullback, sell at the resistance. And in the same way, if you have attended many of some of those very top trainer, when they started training their student at young, same thing, they learn how to hit one stroke. Okay, which is either the forehand or the back. They continue to practice and practice and practice. Now, this is why training is important. For many of you who are unskilled and as a public, you will tend to do whatever you want to because based on what you like and what you feel it is. So sometimes you finding success, it's a challenge because of being disciplined. So it's very important that we continue to use this method to retrain and train our thing in here before. So going back to here, so the setup that is used by VSA trader, it's something like this. So we're going to go through point by point here. So you can see first thing is we have low volume coming in. You can see here, let me just bring this, let me get a thicker bold marker. I think maybe not. This is good enough. Okay, so what we are looking for low volume coming in here. You can see the market has a resistance here. Okay, so this is a low volume here. This is where we see the resistance that we shown off. Okay, then we have low volume first one. Okay, then we have very important is the setup of you can see line change again. Many of you may have well aware of our line change. So line change is where the first setup comes in, but we don't let it to go up. We wait the market to settle first. No doubt there are some trades where market will go straight up, but we wait. Okay, we wait for the 1 bar pullback, which you see at here. Okay, so this 1 bar pullback is where you see this 1 bar will settle back. It can be a 1 bar, it can be a 2 bar, it can be a 3 bar, but we will look at these pattern as a setup. Okay, then we also look at the other two indicators that we have is our TradeVSA volume flow and also market stages. This one is very new, so we are back testing it, and we would like some of the students to actually use this eventually. It's not really set, so you can see from here the market, you can see this blue indicator. It's meaning the market is ready to turn up. Okay, and you can see supported by here, and you get this line change. So we have three things coming in very nicely. We have the volume flow turning up, we have the green market stages from gray turning to green, and we have our 1 bar setup in here. So everything set up in here, and what we need to do is just wait. Again, time and time again, I say it before, you need to wait and you need to be patient. Okay, so then we waited on that, and then on the setup, right, for the stock that came in. The stock we were talking about was Wrestling TC, okay, RESTC. So the intraday trigger came in at 2020. So unlike some of the original Toto trader, they have to sit and look for trades. So this one is pretty easier. Our TradeVSA system in here will trigger for you, okay. So courtesy of VSA 360, you can see this was triggered at 10:22, okay. So 10:22 immediately, now take note, the intraday alert is delayed by 15 minutes, okay, delayed by 15 minutes, and this is what we call a pullback trade. So immediately our masterclass students will already know what is a pullback in that manner. Okay, the pullback here. So next they will just go on, and this is a timestamp as of on the 11th of November at 10:22. You could see there are many stocks comes out in SAS, Wrestling TC in here, 10:22, and it's up resin TC at that point, you could see this is only up 2.47% or at 83 cents in here. So when first it comes up in the, and then what you want to do immediately, the thing is triggered, you will switch on from your intraday chart to your intraday chart from your intraday. So this is again is a 15-minute chart. Of course, you can also use a 1-hour chart, okay, for that matter. So right at the morning in here after the market, this is about 11 o'clock, you can see here, right? About 11 o'clock already, okay, because the thing switched over that trigger at 22 a.m. So about 11 o'clock, you can look at it. So the market has pulled back, and that we highly recommend to use a TradingView with VSA plugin real time. So make sure you subscribe to the real time of the TradeVSA because it is relatively cheap. The cost is very low. I believe the cost is a cup of teh tarik per month. That's your cost of operating. And guess what? TradingView is available with our plugin VSA. You can use it anywhere, whether you're traveling, it's on your handphone, it's on your desktop, right? So it's very, very convenient. And for our members, remember the Black Friday is coming, right? Black Friday next week, they will have 50% discount. So make sure you grab hold of that one for 1 year. You get 50% discount on the TradingView. All right, my members, make sure you know that. Now, those of you who have not or waiting to be in here, continue to watch this show and then learn more on that one. So then we look at and you can also look at the hourly chart. Okay, the hourly chart is also fine. So you can see here, you can switch to hourly chart, but I did turn to a weekly chart. Now in the VF here, you could see, right, the market is turning up and pull back. You can see this way. As long as it stay above this, what we call the big midline, I call it the midline, it's fine. The trade continue to move up. All right, continue to move up. And also you notice the market stages taper off a bit, which is fine. We expect that, but it did not hit what we call the red histogram, right? When you hit the red histogram, that means the market started to turn down. So those are very comforting rules that we can do the trade. All right. Then we go on to number 3 is the trade management. Okay, we're going to go down to the trade management. So for resin TC in here, our entry. Now this was during the day, as I said before. At this time was about 11 o'clock, right? As the market goes higher, right? This was including on the 12th of November. Remember, the trade was managed around on the 11th of November. Okay, 11th of November 2021. So after the intraday alert, be prepared to entry, exit, and stop loss. So you need to have a trading plan for that one. Okay, market usually move up after lunch or 3 p.m., but not all the case, but usually they do. So once the trigger come out, then you can do your trade management in here. Now also notice at that time, where is the VF also? You can see here, the VF is turning up very nicely here, a volume flow indicator again. And the volume flow indicator, this is a proprietary of our VSA plugin in here. You will not find it in TradingView. And the same go for market stages in here, right? The market stages, so you see here, as it continue to surge up, that's what we do. We want to see the continued outflow of the market stages, right? Just take note, once it start to turn gray, as it move up, you want to see it continue to turn green. That means the market, same thing supported by VF. So when you have VF and you have volume here, right, all these three, that means the market is holding up in here. So you establish an entry point earlier on once the thing has been triggered, and usually we will close the trade at 4:30. Okay, 4:30, just before the market close, and don't do any last minute exiting. Remember in here. So the daily goal is to go for small win. I cannot emphasize that. Small win, small win, small win. So VSA Turtle Trader, take note, small win. Okay. Now, here you can see the entry was at 83 cents, okay, 83 cents, and we exit at 93 cents just before the market close. That's giving you a 0.110 cent, a 10% return, which is a 12% for an intraday trade. So intraday is usually good. We recommended that because your money won't go to a T+3 if you do close it overnight, and then you get the money back quickly and you are ready to do another intraday trade. All right, so in here it's a 12% return for intraday, and basically what we felt, the 12% psychology may be good for certain trader and certain investor. Now if you look here, the daily goal here is to have some sort of small win. right? In this case, it's a 12% win. Then you want to consider here some gross calculation in here, right? Which is 93 cents entry, less 83 cents. That is a 10 cent, a 12% return for the day. I hope that is good, isn't it? For most people, I think so. But the goal is to go for small win. This would be a nice one here. So some consideration, I think many of us as trader or not, we really have to understand whether we want to go for 12% for intraday, which means we get our 12% within the day. Now, how much are they paying you at the bank? Oh, let me see. 1.75% per year. Right? This is 12% per month. Of course, not all the time we get 12%. We will get winners and we will also get losers. Now, some consideration is if you compare to our Pentagon guided trading, all right, for the shorter term one, where you don't have time, then you will hold it a bit longer. Then you're going for maybe 12% in a short term period. That will be 1 to 3 month holding period. Okay, 1 to 3 month holding compared to a 12% profit. So some of these considerations, especially psychological, it will have you, because sometimes when people tend to be very carried away with all this intraday profit, you know, they become very fearful or they become very greedy. Control of your emotion, it's utmost very important, and this is part and parcel of what we train our turtle trader and our masterclass students over that period of 12 to 1 month. So psychological preparation consideration, it's very important, right? Because we tend to get carried away when we are euphoria. I think you all know what I mean, right? So the trade size consideration number 4 here is about $5,000 to $7,000 per trade. So in that case, a 12% win will give us about 840 gross profit from a size of $7,000, 800. So some consideration, people are looking at what we call financial risk versus opportunity cost. Now, if your cost, the reward is higher than the risk, which is point number 5, then the cost of operating should be less than 300 ringgit a month. Okay, cost of operating, because you need to subscribe to the terminal, you need to pay for your services, you need to pay for all this. I think 300 ringgit a month of cost of operating is okay. But if you one trade can get back $840, that's not too bad. Again, you have winners and you have losses. So always put into the reward over risk consideration if this is something for the VSA turtle trader to look at, right? Your cost must be there, because you also need to put up with the terminals, and also in TradingView you can do furthermore than that. All right, now also follow the system given and the training instruction during our master class. So those are the instruction that our first 4 training. So when you come to this programming here, you are completing the journey. Okay. Now let's look at the key point on what we have for the method so far, right? First key point is that is this suitable for you? But we believe, just like the early on trading places, the Mon Wed by Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, and also Richard, with the right training, everyone has a chance. But I'm not saying that you can definitely made it, right? Because sometimes we felt that people's psychology is interesting, and that's why this whole show that we're doing, VSA Turtle Trader, completing the journey, is to showcase to you that everyone has a chance, you and me, but some people take longer, some people are faster. All right, so is this suitable for you? Then what we always do, we tell them to go for the white ball. It's only white ball, okay? And this is part and parcel of the masterclass course of the basic training that we do there. Now, reward to risk will be less than 1, all right? Not the one that we usually do, and not the usual Pentagon trading simulation. We actually go for a higher reward to risk, okay? And risk amount is usually less than 4 or 5% in here. Something to take note of it. If you don't have any catastrophe sell-off during the day, because the market in the morning already informed us, so that's how we can get that intraday alert to push up. All right, we will have a lot of winners, right? And especially in the trending market, win rates will be around 65% and above, right? And of course, we want to maintain these high win rates. Very important, okay? Average winner per trade may be smaller than average losses per trade, because we take very quick win. We go for the small wins we talk about, right? So you take note of it. Now, if you always want big winners per trade, so that's again whether this is suitable for you or not. The small average losers will be bigger, okay? Then it's very suitable for those who can schedule the work to adjust it, because morning you need to pick up the alert, then you need to place the trade, right? Once you pick up the alert, place the trade, and then exit end of the day. During the day, it's you don't need to do a full-time monitoring nor quit your jobs. So we encourage for VSA trader is how you can do this as another potential source of income or paper trading, whichever the case is, going back to the reward versus the risk inside here, right? If you felt that you can adjust your work time to adjust to it with no full-time monitoring and no need to quit your job to do this. So those are some key points in to consider. Now we have set up the VSA Turtle Trading account monitoring in here, and we just want to showcase one of the trades that we did yesterday, which give it a 7.2% trade. Later on I'll give you the place where you can actually follow this in the investing note for one of the trade. And one of those trade we did yesterday, which I highlighted to our members section, now it was Kelly. Okay, so in Kelly in here was a very similar trade. You can see low volume was coming in, you can see, right? Just before here we have low volume, then there's a surge of volume coming in. Then we have a 1 bar setup. All right, this was on the day before, on the 17th of November. So again, we look at this in here, VF from gray turn to red, and we have also the VF and the market stages, both connecting that. Of course, not all trade will work, but those are the conditions we are looking at and ready to turn higher. So what we need to do, again, we just wait. Very important, we wait. We no need to try to be very busy. So sit down and wait for the intraday signal to trigger. Of course, the intraday signal was triggered at 11:44. Again, take note, this is a delay in here, courtesy of intraday alert in here. At 11:44, the price was 42.5, which was on the 18th of November in here, right? So later on, then what we do, Kelly, at the noon time when I saw that the trade management got that was the trigger point. Okay, so the trigger point, then what you do when the trigger point comes, you switch from a daily chart, which we were looking at, into an intraday chart. Again, we recommend trading view with VSA plugin in here. You can look at 15 minutes and 1 hour, same routine. So it's the same thing, day in, day out, day in, day out. Right, yeah, it's like, like delivering your grab food every day or delivering your customer. So that's how we do it. No emotion, take your emotion out from in here and you do well, okay, in here. So this is the, again, let's go back to, so once the market turn up, you could see the market is stay above what we call the midpoint here. This is very important, and continue to be the green market stages, okay? Then we also have a bit of upthrust, no worries, as long as this stays above the market stages, okay, and the VF. All right, now these are only for the masterclass, okay, for the masterclass student, because we need to train you to use this indicator. And so right now we are completing the journey, which you're actually doing it. So from here onwards, you can see the trades was at 425. Though what we did was we actually placed the trade entry at 41.5. Okay, 41.5, and again the daily goal is to have small win, very, very small win. Okay, in this case, after the intraday alert was triggered, which was what time? We all know, right? 10:22. Am I correct? Going back to here, yeah, 11:44. So 11:44, the market hasn't closed yet. By the time I did the trade, I actually did it during lunchtime. Yeah, lunchtime. Place the trade inside there and be prepared. And as I said before, usually after the market reopens in the noon, we will see some movement, either go up or go down. Hopefully in this case, our market stages is correct and our VF is correct, right? Then the market will do what it does. Right. Again, we're going for small wins. Always pay notice to the VF and the market stages in here, and then establish an exit point, usually at 4:30. All right, at 4:30 we want to be exit, and again, no more last minute. So the whole point is to get into some sort of a routine to do this. All right, daily goal, small profit. So in this case, Kelly is I have to come back here again. Okay. We exited at 445. Okay, we exited at 445, right? Because the market could not give the thing. Now, of course, if you go into our platform 360 and if you click on Kelly in our intraday, it will take you to our designated target profit. Target profit 1 was already hit. Target profit 2 was 46 cents. Okay, 46 cents was the target profit, and that will give you something like 13 or 14%. Again, we always think about the psychology of the trade. Psychology is very important. Don't let the emotion get into you. I cannot repeat it time and time again. And the rule is follow the trade. So what we did was we closed the trade just before the end of the day. That was 445. Actually, I could have achieved at 045, then I made a bit more, maybe 7.5%. But again, this was just giving us a very nice 7% profit. So we put in the profit target once we already have in the trade in here. So in this case, again, this one here, okay, a 7% intraday, right? And you can see the 7% intraday was on our VSA Turtle Trader reporting on the investing note, so we can keep track of it in here. So trade management, again, going back to it, we exited at 44.5 cents. We got in at 41.5 cents. We just exit just before the market close and giving us a 7%. Again, if you look at the trade size of 7,000 ringgit, all right, 7,000 ringgit is how much? 7 times 7 is 490 ringgit. So not bad, okay? Remember, the cost of operating of this is 300 ringgit. We want to keep that to 300 ringgit for per month. Then you can get one trade. Let's say in the example just now, the day before on the 11th, we got 840, and this one we got 400. So not bad, 1,200 ringgit so far for 2 intraday trade. And one of the great things, again, keep consideration. We are only keeping no overnight. So we cleared Sapo, we come back again. That is the whole function of the VSA Turtle trading method system. Of course, we have got so far our candidates is from our masterclass. Those of you who have been our masterclass, we have received 25 submissions so far because not everyone is ready. And let's go through some of those candidates so far. Are you ready to review? Just type in one in there. All right, so we want to make it as interesting so when you all will also learn too. Okay, so I repeat, so there are a couple of questions in here. So the firstly, definitely one of them I put in, of course there are just some of those in here. What do I hope to learn from this turtle trading program? Explain in no more than 121. To be a successful trader using intraday alert and continue execute the trade discretionarily. Would like to learn to be disciplined with my trading rules, which is really what we really want to teach. The opportunity to practice along with members can really cement the strategy and weed out old habits of emotional trading. Again, what we emphasize here. I hope to become a professional trader able to trade without emotion and more confident. Despite completing masterclass, I still have bad habits. I have yet to change and stubborn perception. With this program, I hope to manage my emotion more open, more up-idea, confident in my approach. I want to be a successful trader, earn some money over time. I want to be understand the markets for both Malaysia and US. I hope to enter and exit for intraday, to learn more about charting, to kill off the emotion, trade with discipline, no more pasar malam trade, and learn to work with TradeVSA by chance, okay, working with traders. And that's what we are trying to do right here, is to project to many of them. All of us can be trained if given the right opportunity. Now the question is, many of you who are listening, our masterclass member, this is a time where you really want to be very, very engaged in your motion in here. And for those of you who have not joined us, stay tuned with us and see how well our masterclass student will do. And my job as one of the so-called sponsor for this in here, right, want to ensure many of our masterclass students go through the right training, seeing both good and bad. There is no right way or wrong way, okay? The right way, of course, by the public standard is make money, but of course, to the individual trader is, did they follow a discipline? Did they follow a plan? And again, time and time I remember. So also let's look at why would it help them and mean them a lot. The program will help me to be a successful trader using the TradeVSA systematically rather than purely by luck. All right, I want to control my emotion during trades. I'm not a full-time trader, but I do feel that turtle trading would be better. I hope by joining I can trade by rules and it will ingrain in me. So as I said before, one of the things that we do in this episode is to continue to show you how we do those trades in here. Help me to achieve financial freedom and location. Yeah, being a trader, you can trade anywhere. You can be in Bali or you're in holiday, right? Make sure the time zone is correct with Malaysia. And of course, with the VSA 360, very convenient. It will just come out on the app itself. I do believe setting the parameter for consistent performance. I hope people reporting to me said so. And I said before, well, once you have this in your box, then you can train your downline, get your spouse, your children to do this. So it becomes very robotic to trade that. Just like when I trade the turtle trader, they will take my funds and trade on their own in here. Okay, our whole point is to focus on the system running it and system trading it in here. Be more consistent and disciplined. I'm a very laissez-faire person who hit boundary. Perhaps this will help me to walk the talk and feel the same how I treat people. Purely investing, you need a regimen to somehow assist some part of my life too. Correct, because in life, as I said before, if you are a freestyle, carefree, this may not be suitable for you. So it will remain to be a very, very challenging in here. I hope to be more focused, follow strict rules, and more disciplined. I want to be confident to trade and turn my portfolio around in 2022. Very, very great feedback, Soma. What do you think of the participant and their rationale why they want to join this program? Do you see through their hearts and mind that they can be successful? Stay tuned to our TradeVSA VSA Turtle Trader completing the show. All right, so let's also look at the this one we've seen before here. Okay, now let's look at the profession that we have so far. All right, so we have 25 applicants and many of them come from very interesting background, just like the original Turtle Trader and also the BBC Millionaire Trader. For those of you who have joined our masterclass, you'll know. So we have retiree, we have insurance, property renter, freelance tour guide, director, delivery lead, consultants, bankers, software engineers, and also some one more is self-employed, and many housemaker too. So again, the original Turtle Trader also went through. They have bartender, they have mathematicians, they have poker players, right? And that list just goes on. So we are all trying to bring the same level kind of engaging content what we did in the 80s to our Turtle Trading Show. And also the kind of education they have. Education, many of them actually have bachelors. We have some MBAs, degree and masters in arts. So and tertiary education. So these are the people who come in through our program with different profession, different education. How would they fare? Because people always say before, just like the original Turtle Trader, is it by luck? Is it by system? What do you think? Right? Let me know on over there. And of course, we're going to look at the age group too. So far, we have 30, the green one that you see, 36% is at 46 to 55 years old. Then we have some very young one, 18 to 25. We don't have any in there, right? We got 26 to 35, which is the red group, which is 8%. If you look at that, the older group, which is above 55, is only 12%, and 8 of them is 26 to 35, but majority, I would say almost 80% are then between age of 36 years old to 55 years old. As I said before, in our wealth building concept of a wealth building roadmap, those of you who have came on the Monday and Tuesday, you will already know I talk about the age group. Very important. What was the age group where you will optimize your wealth building? Right, you remember or not? You sure remember, right? Those of you who do not remember, they go back and watch back that video, okay? All right. So time and time again, I know many of you are busy. So what we can do here is to facilitate and bringing those video and recordings to you so you can also pick up and learn too in here, all right? So some key point that I find it rather critical success factor for the VSA Turtle Trader is, first of all, the age, the profession and education. We have seen some of the aspiration that was given out by the candidates so far, right? Whether they are bankers, consultants, property rental, housemaker, right? Engineer. It will be interesting compared to their age group. So what is the critical success factor? What do you think? Let me know. Now, of course, we will start off trading a small size money account in here. Prerequisite is to complete our basic training in our masterclass and then using the 360 orientation in here and paper and back test for a week or so. So those are the anything else you want me to add on? Do you feel that will be their critical success factor? Do pencil in there. There's a number in there, 010266. We really love to hear your feedback. How we can teach our Turtle Trader to be more efficient in the market in here. Then of course, we also just launched this month our VSA Trader Dashboard in here. You can definitely get a copy of it if you wish to, right? Some instrument that we're thinking going forward for other episodes will be trading in here, will be maybe futures, US market when they are ready. As I said before, we will do that for season 2, right? For first season, maybe we will stick to something fairly basic that many of us will enjoy. But if you have any suggestion what we can trade, do pencil those in or send us to support@tradevsa.com or WhatsApp 0102669761. All right. Finally, this is the VSA Turtle Trader. You can follow the progress of all the trades that you have. It will be investing node portfolio. Just key in that one and follow it. And those some of you who have followed can also join our Telegram group. Our Telegram group. Make sure you join our Telegram group that we have, and then you're able to follow some of the development of the VSA Turtle Trader in here. All right, and for those of you who wanted to start your journey now, there is an opportunity. So the next intake for our masterclass will be in December 3rd, 4th and 5th. All right, there is an early bird date there for 30th of November, and there are some silver with a 12-month membership in here. All masterclass, you can re-attend it again and again. Once you are ready, we will do another season 2 Turtle Trader to train you up for this, because we go through the training first. After the training, you do the live trade. All right, that's how we want to create very engaging, where education people learn, like what we talk about. Some of the participants, they really want to have a change in their life. So are you ready for a change for yourself too? If not, change, join our VSA Turtle Trader. The next intake is December 3rd, 4th and 5th. Okay, and of course this weekend will be very interesting. We got another masterclass preview for the December one. So we will be talking about cryptocurrency and US market using VSA. So there is a link right at the bottom in there. So make sure you share that with your friends, and share that also with your friends and colleagues, and promote them. And this weekend we'll be looking at cryptocurrency. We want to see how big, what's the size is current situation when we see the pullback at around 59,000 for the Bitcoin. Is that an opportunity to buy? So make sure you join me tomorrow, which is at 2 p.m. So again, my team and myself will be busy preparing a lot of the good content for you to enjoy too. Okay. All right, so that concludes our TradeVSA, and this is the update for our Turtle Trader. So make sure you have this QR code and join us in there, and be updated and educated all. Okay, so that's all I have for today, and I hope to see you in tomorrow session again, and we'll talk more. All right, so a couple of important dates we talk about is our December in there, and we will move on and plan for episode 3. So make sure you join me again next Friday for our Trade with TradeVSA VSA Turtle Trading, completing the journey, or Monday and Tuesday for our SMARTRobie show in here. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.